Hello there, Homeless 101. This is team member A and B. Just wanted to give you an example of how to save money with some of the stuff we've suggested for you on the the videos that we made when we were inside this winter or last winter. Can't remember when. We're outside again, and so urban camping, and I remember that we went over what prevents staph, which leads to cellulitis. And this is the stuff. The Grandpa Soap Company, Pine Tar. You can get any pine tar you want, but this is the best. And if you hunt for it, you can get this 4.25 ounce for $5. Sometimes you go to places and they charge you $5 for the smaller one. Your kind of Whole Foods and then your local place as well will probably have it. Local health food place. And so what you do, because it's $5, if you have a storage space or something or some place to keep stuff, you can cut it up very carefully. And if you're in a fairly safe environment, you feel like there's not a lot of staph, you can just kind of use it once a week. And it'll last if you put it into a soap dish with other soaps and stuff, and just use it, once a week for prevention. If you're traveling, of course, buy the smaller bar and take the whole thing, or cut it in half and, put the other half away in your bag. Buy the smaller one. You don't want to carry it, right, for weight. If you're going long cross country or, 4 seasons through the traveling circuit. But you can also just carry it like this, and that'll last you a long time. And it'll make it so that, this lasts, how long does it last us? 2 months? For a month or 2 months for like 2 people?
Something like that.
Yeah, so, $5. $5 a bar, it goes a long way. So the way that you do it, and I'll show you with this other one. I know it seems like it's common sense to cut soap. These are good too. They've put hemp in them since the old days. I think the Rabbi doesn't run this anymore. If you're old enough to remember, these and the other ones, the liquids used to come with, a rabbi made them, and they were like, Castile camping soap, but they came in all these awesome, scents and stuff. And you can do dishes, and you can wash hair and all this other stuff, and clothes. And different stuff is kind of good for different things. Like eucalyptus liquid is good for mites, don't like it. Critters don't like it. It's a good little prevention. And this is good for like cleansing, whatever you like. I think tea tree is good for mold and mites also, and other stuff. I can't use it, but so ever since I think the son took over, or somebody took over the business, they put hemp in it, which I don't know if it's necessary or not, but they no longer have the writing. They used to come with this weird, I don't know, did the soap come with it? The liquid bottle came with a detachable label that you could take off, and it was this weird, rambling, kind of interesting monologue from the Rabbi about the soap and what you can do with it, and there's all these uses, and all one. I remember it was really neat. And I think this came with it too, but it doesn't anymore, which is sad. Oh, I think there's something on the side you can read, which is kind of cool. So it's still kind of cool, but it just lasts a while, and it does the job, and doesn't have all the creepy strip your skin type stuff that others do. They also have another Castile soap. What's the other one?
I don't know.
It's in a white package. I'll have to look for it and showcase it. It's pretty good too. It's cheaper too. This is like, if you find someplace cheap, you can get it for $3 or $4 a bar. Again, I cut it up, right, to make it last. But and you can, again, with this soap, you can do laundry and do your dishes or whatever the hell you want anyway. It's good to wipe off all the other soaps, or if you're allergic to detergents and stuff. I'll get the other one. It's in a white package, and it's like $2 or something. So, yeah. Common sense, like when he cuts it, it ends up sharded everywhere. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to draw your lines, like, on the soap first, and then you draw your lines like over the side of the soap. Can you back up, please? And then you make another indentation just to make lines. Then what you have to do is you have to cut deeper into it. Then you put the knife just like this, and it should come out. It came out kind of sharded. This one's a little more difficult than the brown soap. The brown soap is thicker, and not thicker, but thicker. But also it probably has more oils in it because the pine stuff. Maybe you want to do this. If you have a soap cutter, good for you, right? Use that. I mean, that would probably work better, right, than this. Some people have this weird, like, it almost looks like one of those camping saws, right?
Yeah.
Team member B, it's just like a piano wire thing, or like also a cutter. You can do that too. But so this is a crappy example of how not to shard soap, but that's how you would cut your soap. I have never seen this go so badly. Have you done this before?
Yes.
And not done it badly? What did you just cut right through?
Yeah.
You have boy strength, that's why. I do not have boy strength, so I just do it like this. And this is the worst I've ever seen. But see, I did this one. Do I need a bigger knife? Usually we use something big, like bigger, right? Like, this is a cutter. This isn't a good example, but something bigger probably would do better. Something bigger would do better probably to cut that. So there you go. That's how you would do it to save money. And if you want, you can cut these again. But that's basically like the idea of making it so that you complain about $5 a bar. Okay, fine. But I mean, I would rather spend the money for $5 a bar and know that maybe it's the surface I was cutting it on, hey? And know that I can cut it up and have like healthy soap that isn't bad for me and isn't bad for my skin and isn't like terrible, than to have, something that's cheap. I mean, if you can do hotel soaps and they're free and you can get them like from drop-ins, right? Homeless drop-ins and stuff, go for it, right? But if your skin bothers you like mine does, you can just get something that's better from the health food store and cut it up into pieces. That's my point, really. I mean, I'd love to learn to make soap. What do you think one day?
Someday.
So I read somewhere that you can take like old mail, like old pieces of mail or other crap that you just like make soap out of it. I don't know, I have to look it up, but it's probably will end up someday. Okay, so that's that on how to save money if you want to buy nice, decent things that are clean and good and not have to spend a lot. If you can get away with cheap soap, like I said, most drop-ins have it, churches, stuff like that, you can get them. Toiletries and food is not something I think you have to worry about in the U.S. when you're houseless. I think that's pretty easy. Finding a place to wash up is another story. Don't you love it? They complain if you're washing up somewhere, but then they whine if people stink. You just have to work it out. Mm-hmm. I guess we can do a video on ninja bathing, right? Like in and out of wherever. It's not as easy as it was like 10 years ago, but you can still do it. All right, there you go.